Good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday. It's June 3rd. It's a rainy morning. I suspect it was raining all night. I'm not sure. Last night, migraine hit me because of the air pressure change. I didn't realize what was going on until it was full-on migraine. Head, nausea, the whole gambit. It was definitely one where you feel like your entire brain is imploding because of the air pressure. Got myself to bed with some meds, and then a little bit later, the thunderstorm rolled in. There had been a little one earlier, even though the radar didn't acknowledge it. I could hear that from the couch, but in bed, the lightning was doing the total light show for the night, and it was lighting up through the windows. And I've got those hideous vertical blinds, so I did get up and I adjusted those so I could actually see the light a little better, and it was nice. So as a kid, I slept through most thunderstorms, so getting to stay awake is a feat on occasions. And last night I was struggling the drowsiness of the air pressure and the meds versus really wanting to see the light show. And of course, this is without my glasses on, so it just looks like light. I can't actually see what they're doing. At one point, I did see some blue and purple, which was really pretty. Like I said, as a kid, I slept through them. When I was particularly little at Grandma and Grandpa's, I remember I would go sit in one of the closets in my bedroom, and it was one where the fireplace came up, the chimney came up through. So one of the walls was stone, and I remember in the summer it would be cooler. In the winter, of course, it's warmer. But something about that space made my head feel better. I guess I didn't realize as a kid it was my head. But it made me feel better. Never was one that was afraid of the thunderstorms. Grandpa taught me early on how to count whether they're coming closer or going further away. And so I would count that, that trick. But I found them fascinating. I remember one was by the time we got over to Avon. It wasn't raining or anything, but the lightning was going from cloud to cloud, and it was red. It was a hot summer that year, and we're all standing out in the front yard watching this light show. It was really cool. Really cool. I liked it. A good memory. Also about last night, my new blanket came. Those of you that follow me on Facebook know that I had this big quandary of what blanket to buy. Used to be when I needed a blanket, I made a blanket. But now my hands are a little busy with millinery. So I ordered a blanket from Kohl's. There was a lot of decision involved in which blanket I was going to buy. I was looking at some blankets on Amazon and noticing how many of the reviews were talking about lint and how awfully linty things were, and lint to the point where it was filling dryers and somebody had to pay to have the dryer cleaned out, and somebody else that just had lint sticking to them and their cat. I was like, okay, maybe I won't get those blankets. Then I was looking at, Kohl's and Bed Bath & Beyond. And then Kohl's had this one blanket, and of course I can't for the life of me remember what this thing was called. Oh wait, I got the thingies here. Here's the label, not that one. This one, I bought this one. So apparently this one's normally $94. I got it for $17. So it's on sale, and if you spent, $25, you got $10 off. So the queen was $23, the king was $27. I picked the $27. So yeah, it hangs off the bed a little bit, which is fine. And then with the $27, I was able to get off the $10. So yeah. So I paid $17 for a $94 blanket. That made me feel good. It came to the door, and it was heavy. Oh, I was really surprised by how heavy it was. Got it into the washer and the dryer, and this is my lint ball. So it did leave me, I'm gonna say that might be a good ½ inch thick of lint on its first wash. I'm not in any way bothered by this. This doesn't bother me. I get a lot of lint anyway. I get a lot of Clara hair. But coming out of the dryer, this was like as white it could be, fluffy. And I'm like, oh, I could use that as batting. Which I probably won't use it as batting. What I'm going to use it probably for is like fire starters. I have the crushed paper egg cartons now. So I'm thinking I'll put some of those in there. Use up some leftover wax. As far as sleeping, it has a decent weight to it, which was at first a little surprising because I was getting into bed, migraine, not feeling good. Air pressure. The air was just heavy last night too. And to me, it just smelled funny. I get a very sensitive nose when I'm migraine-y. But as I started really getting into sleep mode, pardon me, it's actually going to be a comfortable blanket. Decent texture, not rough. That was another complaint a lot of people had about blankets was how rough they were. I didn't find it to be rough. It's definitely a cotton blanket. Definitely has a texture, but it's going to be a pleasing texture. I'm big about texture. So actually my bed has several different textures on it. So I have your woven sheet, but then I have a real fluffy, fleecy side to the comforter, and then I have that faux sheep side to the comforter, which oddly enough does bother me quite a lot. If my skin is dry, it sticks to it, and I'm bothered by that. So I have to have layers between that and me. Since I'm such a mobile sleeper and I toss things, sometimes my feet will touch that, and I don't like it. It gets tossed. So yeah, that's the legend and story of my blanket choice. Yeah. The rain behind me sounds really nice, and it feels good. That moisture on the air, the cool moisture. I did finish the copper bonnet yesterday. I decided not to go with a fancy edge. By the time I was getting towards the brim, I was like, okay, I'll do it. And then it's just like, no, I don't want it. So finished this up yesterday just before my head started getting bad. So between my tablet being dead and my head going crazy, did not get photos. I will get photos and get that up today. I also started the hat that's going to correspond with it. Separate listing. I'll work on that today. We'll see how that goes. I'm curious what this actually is behind me. Take a look at the weather app. I've not looked at the news or Facebook this morning. I didn't look yesterday either. Oh goodness, I've got all kinds of messages. Let's see what the weather app looks like. Ooh, yeah, that's a lot of rain coming in. Yeah, a lot of rain. I don't see any red. Nice big blob. We're on the front side of this actually. Oh, it looks like there's some thunderstorms south of me. And ooh, Erie, you're getting hit right now. Looks like Erie just got walloped with a big, deep red thunderstorm. Hope everybody's okay out there. Weather commentary, sorry. Here's zoomed way out. And now it's going to show you kind of where I'm at. Basically, Genesee Country Museum is home. There you go. That's zoomed out. That's from New York all the way down to West Virginia. Yeah, a little better. I do like my phone. It does focus really nicely. I do the same thing with my tablet to my laptop for Zoom calls, and it's bad. It just becomes this glowing glare of nothingness. And that's also a camera that for some reason, even if I have my lights off, everything's bright and glows, and I can't have a window open behind me. It doesn't work at all. So, yeah. All right, so I've had a couple things laying around, and I've had an idea in the back of my head that I just kind of like keep toying around with. So I have some leftover wool from one of my wool petticoats. It's the tears from like evening up the fabric. You know, don't you love this when this happens? It's like you get two different widths as you even out your fabrics. So nothing seems to be square. So I have this extra chunk. It's actually 2 pieces here. And I've been toying with the idea of making one of the dolls up as a winter doll. So this is the closest. This is Marie. Marie is in work attire. Without her little sweater. I think the little sweater will probably have to go to the winter dolly. Say hi, Clara. Can you tell me what's going on outside? You giving everybody on the video a butt shot? Well, we don't like butt shots. Your butt's not as pretty. Come on. Down here. Alright, so Marie is her little sack and petticoat. Yeah. Don't do that! So my thought is to make up another one of these dolls to wear all winter attire. I thought that would be a nice way to show off winter layers. Because I do a couple presentations a year that talks about staying warm during the winter and the layers involved in that. Kind of funny, I don't do a lot of winter events anymore. I haven't done Yuletide in ages, but what I do have is winter attire. Oh, your thumb is stuck. There we go. And I take it off and put it back on. So at one point I was debating about whether to use these dolls, because these are the dolls that I have a bunch of heads from. Heads for. I don't know how I want to say that. And they are roughly, yeah, they're about 10 inches. They're very easy to carry around, which is nice. I was debating about using this size or one that's Bonnie's the Bonbon doll, and Violet's size. They're closer to 18 inches. They're much taller, double this size, we'll say. And it's a hard choice because like those dolls are so big and accessible, and they're a little more relatable to some folks because of their size. But the decision's kind of coming down to is I still have 2 more heads for this size doll. One's Lily's, and then the other one I think is going to be the winter doll, which will probably get called Winter. So I'm gonna do that, and it looks like probably one of the first garments is going to be the wool petticoat. So it'll be like a wool bottom, and then cotton yoke, which is another one of those. I'll turn around. Tears. So here's the cut edge and here's the torn edge. To make up the materials there. This would be, yeah, yoked petticoat, yoked wool petticoat. And then she'll need a quilted petticoat, and maybe she'll get a crocheted petticoat, and ooh, if I could make her little flannel drawers, and a wool dress, and then all the outerwear. All right, see, there's where the other size factor comes in. Some of those pieces are going to be hard at this scale, and some of those pieces would be just downright fun at the larger scale. Because of course you get to play with some of the details. So current plan, 10-inch doll. Future plan may include the larger doll. We shall see. All right, so that's all I've got for you this morning. I still haven't come up with any other crafts to do for this particular bunch. I do have crafts that I'm planning for the summer series. I want to do some things with the velvet, some of those little wedge pin cushions. I have a weird obsession with those. I think they're the wildest things. I haven't made any, but I keep looking at them. And then some other ones that I've been looking at. So I think we'll do a series of some pin cushions for the summer series. I might do a whimsy series too. Okay, so here's the hard thing. I'm thinking pin cushions is one area. Whimsy is like some, and for whimsies I'm meaning like the pen wipers and cute fanciful things. And then also I'm thinking dolls. And trying to get that all to squeeze in is, in a single week's kind of hard. So we'll see how it spreads out over the summer. All right, so I guess that's it for today. I hope you all have a good Wednesday. And yeah, I'm going to enjoy some of this rain this morning. All right, talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.